Hi everybody, this is Heather Coleman, your yoga instructor, holistic yoga practitioner. And today our yoga meditation practice is designed to open and balance the root chakra, meaning what these practices do is, like, let's say your chakra is overactive, it's going to help calm down that chakra. Let's say your roots are tangled, we're going to untangle your roots. Let's say that chakra is underactive, we're going to wake it up. This practice is going to serve to do all of those things. So for the intro here and for our first mudra, I'm going to be close up where you can see me. For our poses, I'm going to be stepping back because this is in fact a standing practice. And one of the reasons for that is that working on our balance and our groundedness is one of the best ways to strengthen and balance our entire root system. So let's start with a simple integration mudra to wake up all of our 5 elements, to integrate all of our chakras, kind of get everything moving. You could think of this like a light cardio warm-up before a workout, except it's working on your energetic system. So this mudra we're going to do right now for integration. Notice we've got our fingers fanned out wide, thumbs touching, shoulders back and relaxed. Now, you can't really fully see this. I am up on my knees, which you are more than welcome to do, especially those of you that like to be physically active. You may want to try the high kneeling position when you do your yoga mudras, especially if you want this to be a bit of a workout. Another thing about today's practice that I want to point out is that meditation does not necessarily have to be sitting or lying completely still. In fact, I've had so many clients over the years that don't do very well attempting to simply sit and meditate. So for those types of clients, yoga is a win-win because you can be moving, you can have your brief still points. You can also try walking meditations, standing meditations. And so that's what today's practice is designed to do. So holding our integration mudra with our fingers wide, let's take a big inhale and exhale all of the air. Let's do that 2 more times. Take a big inhale and exhale all of the air. Let's do that again. Drop your shoulders as you inhale and as you exhale. Something I just want to mention really quick is I chose my Tree of Life pendant to wear today, in part because we're going to be doing tree pose. And again, trees, roots, all fits with the root chakra. So now that we've kind of woken up our energetic system, what I'm going to do is step back so you can really see this. And we're going to begin in mountain pose. Now, mountain pose may be a little different depending on your instructor. This is the way I love to teach mountain pose. We have our feet hip width apart, square under those knees, hips over those knees. We've got our shoulders right over our hips, elbows and hands directly over those shoulders if we can. Or if you have any shoulder issues, you can bring your arms a little bit forward. Now, we're holding this powerful mountain pose as we feel the warmth of our feet into the floor. Now our arms reaching up toward the sky, strong like the trunk of a tree. As you hold our first mountain pose here, I want you to feel and visualize tree roots growing out of your feet through all the layers of earth. Notice how, when you bring your awareness to your roots, you feel automatically stronger and more balanced. In addition to one tree, maybe more, if you feel you have more than one, but at least one tree growing out of each foot, you have at least one tree growing out of your pelvis, your perineum. And that's for most people the largest tree. So grow that tree nice and strong. See and feel your roots connecting with the energy of Mother Earth for 3, 2, 1. Bring your hands to center, back to your integration mudra that we did just a moment ago. So your fingers are out wide, held under your heart for 3, 2, 1. From here, we're going to go into tree pose. So just to give our minds a break from thinking about mudras, simply bring your hands together at heart center. Now, this is a mudra. It's often called reverence, but this is the default one that we often see with yoga. Now, holding up reverence mudra, Let's lift up our right heel. Now this is version 1 of tree pose, and I know you can barely see my feet, but hopefully what you can see is that my toes are still on the ground. My heel is simply touching my opposite ankle. Now, I want you to know, especially if you're a beginner, that this is tree pose and this will get you stronger. This will help you to become more focused, more clear-minded, more balanced. So if this is all you can do today, then amazing. This is your perfect tree pose. If you're ready to go beyond that, and if you're new, I say do this inch by inch. You're going to soften out that left knee just a little and creep that right leg up to the instep, the shin. Maybe a little higher up the calf if you can, maybe to the knee, maybe even to the inner thigh. Again, whatever tree height is working for you today, that is your perfect tree. For 5, 4, you're doing great. 3, 2, 1, shake it out, shake it out. Great job. Let's take the other side. So hands together at heart center, fingers fanned out wide. Believe it or not, the act of doing this will send an energetic impulse to your entire root system to allow your roots to be separate versus tangling, believe it or not. Just by doing that, not that this is bad, but by doing this, you're sending that energetic impulse to those roots. So from here, let's lift up that left heel. Remember, you can keep your toes and the ball of your foot on the floor for the entire pose if that is what's working best for you today. If you're ready to come a little higher, join me here. Keep in mind as we hold this that you can always come lower or higher as your body asks for a small adjustment. Maybe you start to feel a little wobbly and you set your foot down. Any of these things are fine. As we hold tree, on the other side, growing those roots out of both feet. So yes, even that foot that's lifted still has strong roots growing for 3, 2, 1. Shake it out. Great start, everybody, great start. Let's come back to our mountain pose. So arms up next to the ears, feet firmly planted, hip width apart. As you inhale, grow your roots even deeper. And as you exhale, see if you can feel your arms lengthening while your shoulders are gliding down your back. Imagine yourself as a strong tree with roots deep, deep to the core of the earth and branches extending all the way up to the highest points for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Integration mudra for an inhale. As you exhale, hands together at heart center with your fingers wide. And let's flow. Lift up your right heel. Remember, you can keep the toes planted or you can make a balanced tree, soft through that left knee. Continue to breathe. Continue to lengthen your spine. Think of your spine as a firm trunk, long and steady. 3, 2, 1. Right away, shake it out and switch sides. So lift your left heel. If you're ready to lift your foot, go right ahead and do that whenever you're ready. Inhales travel up the length of your roots and your spine, and exhales travel all the way down through your long tree inside of your body. We're here for 3, 2, 1. Shake it out. Let's have one more mountain pose today, reaching long. Tailbone tucked underneath, lower abs engaged for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, hands together at heart center, and we'll just flow a little more quickly. So lift your right leg for tree on that side for 3, 2, 1, and switch. 3, 2, 1. Continue to switch your tree. Nice and relaxed. It's almost like you're moving underwater. So there's really not a long stop. It's more of a gentle marching. We're going to be doing one more per side here. This is the last one right here on our right. The last one right here on the left. And excellent job. So you're welcome to stay standing tall if you like, or you can try kneeling. And the reason I give you this option to kneel is that this is a whole other way to work your balance, get grounded through your knees, but your feet are still very much a part of this. Your toes can be pointed or flexed if you choose to kneel. Now, our very next mudra is sometimes called giving, and what we're going to do here is touch our pinky fingers and our ring fingers as we have the hands slightly cupped in front of us, as if we're offering something in front of us. Inhales travel up from your knees, through your thighs and your spine. And exhales travel back down the length of that entire system. As you hold your giving mudra, feel, sense, and maybe see in your mind how that thick tree still grows out of your pelvis, still keeps you grounded, firm, and very balanced and steady, very stable. And you still have those trees growing out of both of your feet. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and then on 1, we're simply going to lift our ring finger to touch our thumb. And your hands can be held up at elbow height, like mine are here, or come right down by your sides. In fact, I encourage you to try both a couple of times to see what feels best for you today. I find most people really like to let those arms trail down. Now, visualize these 3 fingers that are extended, having roots of their own, growing, growing, growing through the layers of earth as this process continues to happen through your knees. And just know this, know that you have roots all around your body. So if you're on your knees or you're sitting or anything of that nature, you've still got those roots growing. And we're going to continue to hold this mudra, that ring finger, continuing to breathe. Now, those of you that have seen the earth element yoga meditation, you may remember that this is the finger that is connected to your earth element. Now, today we're focusing on root chakra, but you've noticed how much we're focusing on that entire root system, because it is my opinion that the best way to open, activate, and balance that chakra and get it really working integratively is to just see that entire root system. So the final piece to that, and some of you might already know this if you've been learning this, or maybe you've seen some of my other videos about the chakras, but whether you know this or it's new, finally, let's bring our awareness to our Earth Star chakra, which is about a foot to a foot and a half under your feet. I like to tell people to envision the root system with, you've got your pelvis tree, you've got those trees through each foot, and they meet in this Earth Star chakra to a sort of a fusion point. And keep in mind that chakras can expand and contract just like your aura can. So as you continue to hold your Prithivi mudra, Prithivi is earth, middle finger, or I should say ring finger, my apologies, and those other fingers extending, see that Earth Star chakra glowing. Now, I typically see that chakra as orangey red. I've also heard it described as sort of a silvery gray, so all of those are okay or correct. You may be seeing other colors as well. Let's stay here for 3 breaths in and out. And again, deep inhale through the length of your spine and your roots to that Earth Star chakra. Exhale through that Earth Star chakra all the way up out your crown chakra. Great job. And then one more time, let's inhale. Exhale. Beautiful, 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 everybody. Let's seal off our practice today with a modified squat. And the only reason I'm saying modified is just simply that in my research, one of the top yoga poses that kept coming up for root chakra and earth element and root system was a malasana squat. However, I know that some of you out there are new to this or you may have limited flexibility. So what I'm going to show you is a wide-legged chair pose, which is such a great step towards this. So what we'll do is we're going to go wider than hip width. Now we're not going to go into plie, we're not going to go that wide. We're just going to go wider than hip width here, and we're just going to sit into an imaginary chair. You're still going to feel your roots out your feet, coming out of your feet, and that pelvis tree, I like to call it the pelvic tree. Let's do that. Let's call it the pelvic tree is still growing down. So you can actually see and feel how your pelvic tree is sitting behind your 2 feet trees. And we're just here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rise on up. We'll finish with those mudras. Let's do our giving mudra. So you've got your little finger, ring finger touching. It's like you're holding an offering. And then flow into your Prithvi mudra. So ring finger touching thumb for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Finish off with that integration mudra just for 3, 2, 1. And that's it. Thank you so much for being here. Whether you're brand new or you're a seasoned yogi, my hope is that you got something useful out of this. And if you haven't already done so, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I put out these yoga meditations every other week. And those of you that have been following, you might notice we could call this more of an active meditation. So if you are someone that does really well with your seated or your lying down meditations, keep doing those. Consider adding this in once or twice a week to really round out your holistic practice. Thank you so much again for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Namaste.